Welcome to the Neoharp app. We've already covered how to connect your smartphone to our instrument. Now let's make sure the device is connected successfully. Launch the Neoharp app and look in the upper left corner for a green dot. When the dot is green and shows connected, your link is live. If the dot is red, the device isn't connected. In that case, check all cable connections. If the device is still connecting, please wait a few moments. Now, let's take a look at the screen and see how everything is organized. You'll see three headings: chords, bass, and tone keys. These represent the three audio channels controlled by the Neoharp. The chord buttons drive both the chords and bass channels at once, while the tone keys section controls its own channel. If tone keys seem straightforward, how do the chord buttons manage two channels at the same time? Pressing any chord button triggers both the chord and a bass note. Since the bass plays low notes while the chord sounds in the middle and upper ranges, they blend without clashing. If you've assigned the same instrument to both chords and bass, you may not even notice a difference. But keeping them separate lets you pick a different sounds for the bass, enriching your overall tone as if you are playing multiple instruments. You can also toggle the chords and bass channels on or off. For example, if you want to play only with your right hand while the chord progression continues silently, switch off chords and bass. Your chord changes will still apply, but no sound will play in response to pressing chord buttons until you switch them back on. The tone keys channel cannot be turned off. It is always ready to play. Now let's play. Make sure chords and bass are enabled. And press the Neoharp C button. You just heard a C major chord and its bass note together. Now turn chords off and press the same chord button again. Do you hear only the bass note? Next, switch bass off and turn chords back on. Now you'll hear just the chord. Finally, re-enable both channels before moving on. Next, slide your right hand across the tone keys panel. That's an arpeggio. An arpeggio is when the notes of a chord are played one after another, creating a smooth, cascading melody. Each touch triggers the next chord tone in sequence. What is an arpeggio? It's a way of breaking a chord into individual notes rather than sounding them all at once. Imagine a chord unfolding like a gentle ripple, note by note. Here's a trick for advanced users. You can play a walking bass between chords. Hold C, then, without releasing it, press G. Only the bass of the new chord button sounds, while the harmony of the first chord sustains until you let go. This creates rhythmic bass transitions. Now you know how to identify the three channels and their functions, how to launch both a chord and a bass with a single press, how to play an arpeggio with your right hand, and how to create a walking bass for smooth transitions.